Forced to work from home by your employer? Laid off or feeling depressed at home? Do you want to make money working from anywhere? We'll show you how to do it from your couch. It's time for another episode of the Work From Home Show. Coming to you from their homes in Austin, Texas and Tampa, Florida, here are your hosts, Adam and Naresh.
Hey everybody, homies, homegirls, homeboys, home trans. Welcome back to the Work From Home Show. I'm your host, Naresh Vissa, with my co-host, Adam Schrader.
Good evening, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon. It could be, we've got listeners, Adam. We've gone from 18 to quite a bit now, all around the world. So it can be any time of the day for them, anywhere in the world.
That's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. It is. And today, Adam, we're back to doing one of our kind of banter episodes, Q&A episodes. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And our listeners really enjoy them. It gives a break from the guests. We do these probably moving forward, probably like once a month we'll do these. And they're a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of great things. And today, let's first start by talking about an experience that I recently had. And it's very relevant to working from home and doing stuff from home. As we are recording this, sports is back. Right, Adam? Have you been watching?
It is.
The NHL's back, Major League Baseball, the NBA. Have you been watching, Adam? Anything?
No, I haven't. I canceled my MLB TV this year whenever they weren't sure if there was going to be a season. And I just haven't resubscribed. I don't like basketball, so I don't watch it anyway. So
yeah, I'm not. I stopped watching sports a few years ago. I just found it to be a waste of time until the big games, like the World Series, Game 7s, the NBA Finals. And I used to be a huge basketball junkie. I mean, I've won awards. I've won awards for like being an ultimate basketball fan. But I realized, it's just a game, like, or just playing with a ball. And so the NBA season started, and I didn't really care much for it. I thought it was an interesting concept, interesting idea. Really props to the NBA. I feel like the NBA is the most progressive, forward-thinking league in all of professional sports. And they did an incredible job with this, creating this bubble in Disney's complex in Orlando. And the way they structured the bubble, they built the bubble and had the players quarantine and practice, and they've just done an incredible job. And the leadership from their commissioner all the way down to players like LeBron James, they were so fervent in having not a real season, but having a season and moving on. Props to them. It's turned out extremely well for them, to the point that players aren't even testing positive for the virus. And you have 350 players or so, plus an additional 200 coaches and training staff. And it's a lot of people under one small bubble. And they've been able to have a successful season. And part of that success, I got invited to be a virtual fan for one of the games. And so, like, they're not allowing fans into the bubble for obvious reasons, or no fans at the games, but they have virtual fans. And I saw it on TV, and at first I was like, is this real, or are they holograms, or what's going on here? I saw it on TV, and then I get an email from because I'm on the board of the Duke Alumni Club of Tampa Bay, like pretty high level board member. I got an email from the central office in Durham, where Duke is, and they said, hey, we got invited to the New Orleans Pelicans, Washington Wizards game as virtual fans, because the New Orleans Pelicans have 5 Duke players. That's the most number of Duke players on one team.
That seems excessive.
And so they invited the alumni club to, or certain members in the alumni board to be virtual fans. And I was like, that's that sounds like a good opportunity. And it was like free tickets, right? So I was like, all right, well, sign me up. So I signed up. It's through Microsoft Teams, and you have to sign all these papers and contracts and stuff. And I only got one ticket. So they're very strict. They're like, you cannot bring, your like baby to because I want to take my son to the game. Take meaning it's all in front of your computer. But I wanted to take my son. They're like, nope, it can only be you. You signed the contract. You cannot bring anyone else. So I log in through Microsoft Teams, and the cheerleaders, because the cheerleaders have nothing to do now. They're not allowed in the bubble. So they've basically assigned the cheerleaders to run these, sections. It's like you're put into a section. And if you just turn on an NBA game right now, you'll see there are virtual fans all around the stadium. So each section is run by in the Pelicans case, they put these unemployed cheerleaders as the head of the sections. And I all of a sudden was at the Pelicans Wizards game in front of my computer, and the players could hear me cheering, and I was clapping, and I could trash talk them, and they could hear it. And when they're shooting, my seat was behind one of the baskets, so I was waving my arms, and they missed free throws. And I had front row seats too. I was in the front row. So basically this is equivalent to like being on the floor in like real life. So I had front row seats, and I stayed through the entire game. And man, it got strange. As the game went on, people, started bringing their babies. One guy, it was a New Orleans game. New Orleans has a lot of, I guess what's the right term? Like redneck fans. And one guy brought his goat to the game. I'm not even joking. And they showed it on TV. The guy was just sitting down, and he had a beer in his hand, and then in his other hand was a goat.
Of course there was. Of course there was. God. Oh, so it's always special.
Yeah, and so it's really cool though, because this would have never happened if this pandemic didn't happen. And I know this is something the NBA they've been working. I heard about this virtual fan concept for maybe three or 4 years, and all of a sudden it was like, all right, we got to do this virtual fan thing. And there are obviously some bugs and kinks, and I know there are going to be some bad fans who abuse the publicity or the visibility that they're getting. And it's only a matter of time. I think in a couple of weeks, they're going to start charging people. Right now, to get these seats, you have to have an inside connection, or you have to be related to the players or staff. That's the only way you can get it right now. But I think it's only a matter of time, like once a playoffs start and people get more passionate. Because look, I'll admit, I was bored out of my mind, because you're literally in this chat room with other fans in your section. You don't know who they are. Some of them are little kids. Some of them bring their goats, farmers. And there's not a lot of chemistry. And then it was just two really boring, not very good teams. I think as the season goes deeper into the playoffs, then you'll have, the commonality, the passionate fans, and, throw a couple of beers in, and, it'll be a lot of fun. But I was honestly bored out of my mind. I was like, I don't know how this is going to survive, but we'll see as we get deeper and deeper into the playoffs.
I'd rather watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Better view than sitting courtside under the basket.
Yeah, the difference is, so you are seeing, well, here's the thing. Even though I was sitting under the basket, the view, I was still viewing the actual TV broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they take your like face, and they basically hologram it onto the, like in real, like into the actual stadium. That's, I don't know what technology, I'm sure there's going to be a short video or
some companies making a ton of money.
Yeah. Yeah, Microsoft is certainly doing very well. Microsoft Teams is like the official sponsor of this for the NBA, or not. I don't even think they're a vendor. The NBA, I think, is paying them. So it's a great novel idea, and I thought it was cool. I thought it was boring, but I also thought it was cool. I'm happy I had the experience, and I'll probably go back if I'm invited back. It won't be for a Pelicans game. It'll be for like a legit, like Lakers or Clippers or NBA Finals type of game. If I have that connection, because it can be fun. And unlike TV, see, when you're watching it on TV, you're basically alone. In this case, you at least have other fans who you can be rowdy with and scream with, and and enjoy in front of your computer. So I thought I'd share that because that is, it's cool. It definitely takes working from home and, cheering from home to the next level. So huge fan.
MLB isn't doing that, but you can become a cardboard cutout and they put it in the seats. And if a ball hits your cutout, they'll mail it to you.
What do you mean by so?
They have they print out your picture on a board or whatever and set it up in the chairs so that they have fans watching the game. And if there's a foul ball or a home run and it hits your avatar, they'll mail you the ball.
Got it. I mean, that's good fan engagement. I support it. These are unprecedented times, and I've shared some of my opinions on like the politics behind what's happened and what's annoyed me. But I've enjoyed 2020. Like, this is the strangest year I've ever lived in my life. And it's new, it's novel, and it's different. And I'm just taking in the changes that are happening right in front of our eyes. It is interesting, man. That's what it is.
I feel like every month in 2020 has been a year.
Yeah, well, it feels like such a long. Yeah, you're right. Like when we started this podcast, I feel like it was such a long. Like Tiger King was such a long time ago. No?
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on.
That.
Oh, you still haven't watched it?
No.
Yeah. Well, there's another Netflix show that we're going to talk about. Indian matchmaking. For our listeners, watch Indian matchmaking, and you'll know why later in this season. So, Adam, let's quickly talk about KB Homes. So this is actually like a press release that KB Homes, I'm sure everyone's heard of KB Homes, are a big home builder. And we interviewed a home builder on our show who, very successful home builder. And we asked him about the home building industry and if they're taking work from home more seriously. And he kind of gave us a vague answer.
He gave us a builder answer.
It was a builder answer. It's like, oh yeah, people are working from home. Well, guess what? KB Homes came out, and they are now including built-in office space in their new homes, their new home constructions. So that means acknowledging that less people will be going into the office on a daily basis, and they I guess they have a chief economist on staff who understood that, and so he recommended that they build new home offices in homes that they sell. And it is called the KB Home Office. That's what it's called, the KB Home Office. It's a specific room in the house it's specifically designed to be a home office.
It's a ripoff.
It is a dedicated room that delivers comfort, function, and aesthetics, the company said in their press release. In this private workspace, homeowners can host online presentations or small in-person meetings and boost their productivity. Okay. So for those listening, this is not a KB Home commercial, but the reason why we brought that home builder on our show and we asked him this question is because this is absolutely something that home builders should be thinking about, because work from home is permanent, folks. That's why we started this podcast. So we started this podcast in late March. KB Homes caught on about 5 months later. KB Homes said, quote, "The pandemic has served to accelerate the trend of working from home," end quote. They said a bunch of other quotes, which we've already gone through on our show many, many times. Any thoughts so far, Adam?
Yeah, I think it's a ripoff. think it's a huge ripoff.
Why
Basically, all they do is they're charging you for building an extra room in your house, which they already would have built, and they're just putting like built-in bookshelves and a desk built into the wall in a lot of cases. So instead of you just having a blank room that you can add in your stuff to, they're just building out an office. And to me, I mean, you may as well just have a blank room so that when you move out, if somebody else wants to turn it into an office or a bedroom, they have the option. I mean, it's a great idea and all, but I think it's just a ripoff.
Well, when you say ripoff, I don't think this is for the buyer. Like, they're building these homes, right? They're a home builder, so no one's bought the homes yet.
I think it's a waste of money. How about that? They're not ripping you off, but I think it's a waste of money for people to do. I think once you build it that way, you're limiting the use of the room for resale.
I don't know, Adam. I disagree on this one. I disagree because, number one, work from home is permanent, and if you have a husband and wife who both work from home, now you have that space for both. It's a big space, so both of you can work there. If you need your privacy, then one of the people can take that room, and the other person can find somewhere else to.
Yeah, but that room's going to be there one way or the other. What I'm saying is paying them to add in all the stuff that they're talking about doing.
But who's paying them?
The buyer.
I didn't think it to be like that.
It's like a custom design for your house whenever they're building it.
Okay, so I thought these were new constructions that they're building, and then they'll get a broker to sell later.
No, they work with the buyer. Like, whenever you go and say, I want to, like, they're building a new construction, you go to them and say, I want this model, and you pick the one with the office, and then they build it out.
Gotcha, yeah. So it'll obviously be extra money because it is like a new feature, a new design.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically you can just get the house bare, as if it wasn't going to get that home office.
Yeah, you just have a room.
And then you can just buy your own little home office desk and put it in that room.
Yeah.
That's
See, I would go that route just because, like I said, if you do decide to move, the room is a lot more versatile if it doesn't have, a built-in workstation and, all of that stuff that they're talking about doing to it.
Okay. Well, their chairman, president, and CEO, and yeah, I think I kind of agree with you. But let's just go through some more of this press release.
The idea is great. I mean, they do have some stuff that sounds good, like they'll soundproof or insulate the room. They have like tailored lighting and window treatments and all that stuff. I mean, there's some good stuff. I don't think I would build it out in terms of like, workstation built in and all that stuff. But if you're needing to do a bunch of like conferences or this, that, and the other, where you have to have, good lighting and, if you have a bunch of kids and dogs and stuff around the house, doing the soundproofing and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's worthwhile to look into. I mean, it's a great business plan for them and a business model.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the CEO, Mr. Jeffrey Mesger, he's a chairman, president, and CEO. He said, quote, "We have redesigned our floor plans to meet the needs of today's homeowners and are pleased to offer the KB Home Office a dedicated room our customers can easily personalize for the way they work at a price that fits their budget." So there we go, Adam, end quote. Price that fits their budget. So it is extra. Yeah, you're right. This is really more like a marketing gimmick. I mean, the fact that we're talking about it on our show, good for them. Congratulations. It worked. But really the point here, without getting into all those details, the point here is when we started our show, there were some people who told us off air, oh, this work from home thing is, it's just going to be a 2-month thing and then the virus is going to be gone and back to the office. We've had guests on our show say, oh, this virus is going to be here for like a year or two and then everyone's going to go back to the office. The fact that these home builders, individuals, people, workers are investing this much money into working from home shows that this is for real.
Yeah.
This is for real. And if there was a way for me to invest in like a WFH stock, if there was such a symbol, I would do it right now. I would do it.
You'd go long work from home?
I am long work from home. And that's actually, we'll have to do some research on that. But, companies like Zoom, for example, that's like the ultimate work from home technology. They've already skyrocketed in value. So it's too late for that. But, it would be worth kind of thinking about what areas, what industries would benefit from this work from home movement. Obviously the tech space, but what individual companies, and maybe home builders, maybe they could benefit from this because of offering custom made. You don't like it, I don't like it, but I think a lot of people will.
It's worth a shot for them. Worst case, they just have some designs that don't work.
Yeah, exactly. Adam, any final thoughts?
I think that's about it. I think, like I said, it's going to stick around. We're going to be here. It's going to be here. We're working from home. It's the future.
We are working from home, and we also have the Work From Home Show website at workfromhomeshow.com, where you can go learn everything you need to know about working from home and listen to all our previous episodes about working from home. Workfromhomeshow.com. Email us, hello@workfromhomeshow.com, hello@workfromhomeshow.com. We'd love to hear from you. We love hearing from our listeners. We love the hate. I love the hate. I think I'm the one who said, bring on the hate. We're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're everywhere. Bring the hate there. We've got 18 listeners. Well, I told you it's considerably more now, but we still love our 18 listeners. Thank all of you for listening as usual. hello@workfromhomeshow.com. Again, we love hearing from you. If you have any suggestions, ideas, questions, comments, we'd love to answer them on air. And until next time, keep on working from home.